If you're looking for more horror outside of the mainstream, look no further than Unsung Horrors, a podcast about underseen horror movies. I'm Lance.
And I'm Erica. Every other week, we'll cover a horror movie with fewer than 1,000 views on Letterboxd. We'll even give you double feature recommendations to pair with the movies we discuss.
From gothic to shot on video, from slashers to comedies, from giallo to J-horror. We'll cover all the subgenres. So join us as we unearth these hidden gems of horror.
Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, all at Unsung Horrors, available wherever you listen to podcasts. And part of the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network.
Hello, filthy movie lovers. My name is Gentry Austin.
And I'm Casey Scott.
And we're the hosts of the Sin Syndicate, film podcast for something weirdos, anti-criterion bros, and Joseph Sarno aficionados. Join us semi-weekly as we peer into the adults-only theaters and sticky-floored cinemas of the golden age of sexploitation, when the morals were loose, the laws were murky, and the intercourse was all simulated. Find us now on the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network.
Welcome to the Kulturecast. I'm Chris Stachiw.
And I'm Sean Liang.
And today we're joined by film critic Ben Hanig.
Hey.
And frequent guest of the Kulturecast, Quinn Fleming.
Hey, guys.
Not talking Warcraft today.
No.
Oh,
another action movie.
How sad are you? That we don't get to talk about orcs and Gul'dan.
I won't be able to jack it to Draenei anymore.
Dead, drawn-eye corpses.
Yeah.
But today we're going to be talking about Ong-Bak, Muay Thai Warrior, or Ong-Bak, the Thai Warrior.
Exhilarate.
Transition.
Yeah. But before we talk about Ong-Bak, have you guys been watching anything this week?
I think I've just been watching what I said on the Warcraft podcast, which was just the other day, which was just, Game of Thrones, and Silicon Valley will be wrapping up too. So I like that show a lot. I think that show's funny, especially to someone like me who does research, I guess.
What about you, Ben?
I guess I'm on the same thing. I got caught up on Game of Thrones, yesterday morning? So I'm ready whenever I finally get around to finding a way to watch it and seeing that season end. Hopefully they do some good, because it was kind of a crawler up until that last episode. So we'll see what season 6 does.
You mean you don't like the fact that every season up until this season, nothing happened, and then all of a sudden this season it was like things are happening?
Well, things were happening in previous
but they
seasons,
happened at the pace
like
of a book, which made sense because it was from the book.
Right. But I mean, also, I guess in the earlier seasons, I kind of got more wrapped into the characters, and in this season, it just felt like there was so much fluff, and I just couldn't care. And also, I'm sorry, Jon should have stayed dead. I think that was cheap, but that's me.
I mean, come on, he was coming back.
He was coming back, and that's my thing. Everybody knows. Why did we play around like we actually bought into their hype? He was coming back.
I mean, I think it's gonna be pretty hype because it's gonna be an epic ending. I think it's definitely getting more epic. It's just gonna be different than how it was originally. With it started out really interesting, like you said, characters and little storylines going on, and how that whole interaction, and now it's all coming back, right? It's gonna be an epic conclusion, on web.
Epic in it's gonna be good action. I'll give it that.
I mean, there's high stakes.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't feel the character drama, and there's very few crossovers of people that are as interesting. The stuff with Daenerys and Tyrion, that's a great pairing, and that was clever of them to do. But I don't know, a lot of these other people that are just suddenly kind of matching up I don't find the chemistry between them as interesting as it was earlier.
It also doesn't help that for the longest time, Daenerys did nothing.
Right, yeah, she was just kind of like wandering.
She's been in Marine for what, like 4 seasons now?
Yeah. Hopefully tonight is like okay, this is settled. I'm moving. I have ships. Let's go.
She's just going to ride over to Westeros on Drogon and be like, see you guys later.
Right.
What about you, Sean? You been watching anything?
Honestly, I don't think I've been watching a whole lot of news. I will probably watch new Game of Thrones episode because my friend's watching it, and I'm excited to see it. But other than that, I've been watching Orange is the New Black, which do any of you watch that show?
I mean, my girlfriend does.
I watch it by proxy because Kate watches it, and I'm sure Ben's girlfriend probably watches it too. So.
Actually, no, Sam doesn't touch it, so I get away from
lucky you. You lucky man.
No interest. No, thank you.
Unfortunately, I haven't been able to completely binge it because my friends watch it, and I'm getting ahead of them, so I'm the only one that watches that show.
Oh, well, what? You have friends that, respect the fact that you don't keep up at the same time?
We love this show. And I never keep up at the same time with anyone, except for
they don't, scream at you and say you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Or spam your Facebook with a bunch of spoilerific nonsense.
I know, right? It's ridiculous.
Man, that's good.
Right? I figured it out.
Yeah.
That's not to say I don't I have a news feed full of crap every Sunday and Monday.
What have I been watching? Not much. Just been. I'm almost done watching Errol Morris's Thin Blue Line, which I'm surprised it took me as long as it did to watch because it's more or less like the progenitor to a lot of these things that have been, coming out in the last couple of years, like Serial or Making a Murder. It's look, the cops and the state government were abusing their ability to prosecute people type documentary, but done by Errol Morris, who's, obviously, one of the best documentarians I think ever. So I'm surprised it took me to watch. It took me so long to watch it. But if you've never seen it, it's on Netflix right now, so go check it out. Netflix has a lot of good stuff right now. So I can't speak highly enough of Netflix. It also has Alien Autopsy Fact or Fiction if you're into that sort of thing.
I just put that on my watch list.
It's so good.
Yeah, I can't wait. I remember you saying that you were watching those shows.
You need to watch it. It has an alien being autopsied, and people think it's
amazing.
Real. Even though it looks totally fake. Oh, man. But we're not here to talk about alien autopsies or Game of Thrones, that little show that HBO is doing. We're here to talk about Ong-Bak. Film came out in 2003. The film is directed by Prachya Pinkaew, and it stars Tony Jaa as Ting. The IMDb synopsis of the film is, when the head of a statue sacred to a village is...
Hey, this is Jason Kleberg from the Force 5 podcast, a show that forces a guest to come up with a movie-themed top 5 list topic, and then we reveal our picks on air. Top 5 heist films, top 5 tearjerkers, top 5 movie dogs. Every show you'll be asking yourself, what would be on my list? Guests include directors, screenwriters, actors, podcasters, musicians, authors, and even a professional wrestler. Subscribe to the Force 5 podcast, and you won't just be a listener, you'll be a list nerd. The Force 5 podcast, available wherever you're listening now.
Stolen, a young martial artist goes to the big city and finds himself taking on the underworld to retrieve it.
He perfected his art through years of sacrifice in a place he called home. Protected by a sacred power, he lived in peace with the only family he had ever known. But now, a single act of betrayal will awaken a cruel destiny. With their future lost to fear, all that gives them hope is the courage of the man who will sacrifice all he believes to win back their greatest treasure. Asia invites you to discover the action phenomenon that's taking the world by storm. Ong-Bak. At selected cinemas nationwide.
Quinn, give me your quick take on the film.
I actually enjoyed it. It's pretty simple, but I think for me it felt like Tony Jaa carried it enough that it was enjoyable. So I like action movies a lot. It's different too, I guess, because it's got more like it's definitely got an Eastern value feel with it. The whole thing being about monks and a Buddha's head and different values like cheating people being a bad thing and villagers compared to city people. So it's different in terms of the values compared to, like, say, a Western movie. But yeah, I thought if it wasn't fighting scenes weren't as fun to watch as I thought they were, I'm not sure I would have felt the same way about it. But I did enjoy it overall.
What about you, Ben?
The plot was kind of a lot of thin air for the most part, just to facilitate cool set piece fights, but they pay off, so is that really a bad thing? I think that the stuff that was, like the street fights and the stuff in the caves and stuff was better than the weird side bits about Tony Jaa's character being like a ring fighter. Like, that was a weird little aside, but they did good stuff with all of it. And yeah, I also kind of felt like maybe I'd understand the stakes a little better if I was more steeped in the culture, but like that's also kind of cool to have that feeling. You don't get that too often from a movie.
What about you, Sean?
I kind of really liked this movie. It's also because I watched it next to a movie I really didn't like. So I was impressed by it. I also watched this movie with like the worst subtitles I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, you found something.
Yeah. So, but I kind of liked the fact that the story wasn't. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. It's basic. But I mostly didn't get a lot of dialogue is left out of the subtitles, so I got very minimal dialogue. But I still was able to follow it, and like that. I thought it looked like a very low budget movie when I first started at the beginning of it. But then they pull off some really impressive shots, and like the fight scenes are really real. They feel so real, and I really liked that. I was like oohing and ahhing as I was watching some of the fight scenes, and the set pieces were pretty cool. So I was impressed by it.
I'm going to echo what you guys said, but I'm going to be, I think, a little, and maybe a tad more, not negative, but a little bit. And Sean mentioned this versus The One, and this film, The One makes this film look like a fucking masterpiece.
Yeah, it really is.
I mean, the One is absolutely a terrible just movie, on top of being a not good martial arts film. I think Tony Jaa, like, as an actor, he has a little room to grow with his charisma. He's not like super charismatic as an actor, not in the way, say, like a Jackie Chan or Bruce Lee or Iko Uwais from The Raid is. Tony Jaa is he's Jet Li-esque in his kind of the way he presents himself. That being said, though, the martial arts fighting in this film does redeem it in the end for me. Because, a film like The One, which we'll be talking about on the next Kulturecast, it doesn't have the good martial arts action. So the film can never be redeemed from the terrible plot. And that, I think, is something that this film is. It has a really good plot. The actors, execution is all over the place, but the action is so good that I'm able to kind of overlook the other problems.
Yeah, I agree. I think that, like, part of it, for me, my experience watching this, part of it being like lost in translation was kind of helpful. Like, I didn't care so much about story, and I was able to just watch it. This is a pretty packed towards, especially towards the midpoint. It's pretty packed from then on with action.
How did when you guys watch this film? I'm kind of curious. Did you guys watch the dubbed version or the English subtitle?
I watched the dubbed version.
I had to watch the dub. The versions I found previous were didn't have any subs, so I watched the first 10 minutes, waiting okay, well maybe this is just announcer stuff. I don't need to know it. And then I skipped ahead a little bit. I was like, oh wait, no, this has nothing. and I do not speak Thai or whatever they're going on in. But yeah, unfortunately dubbed.
I watched a subtitled version, but like I said, it was terrible subtitles. A lot of them were missing, and what I did get was like very broken English. But it was enough for me to get like the basic story. So like I said, like it was really interesting. Oh my God. And I'm so sad you guys didn't get to hear the actress who played Muay Pumwari. God, her voice is annoying.
More annoying than the American one?
I don't know.
It's pretty annoying in the dubbed. So
Okay, well maybe they did that on purpose, but this girl, man, like it was. And then she's like the one who's constantly mourning over someone who's dead. So it's like they gave her all of the shrieking moments, and it was too.
Well,
I mean, at the end of the film, she is beyond obnoxious.
Yeah. By the end, she's great. Man, I want to hear the dubbed voice for sure.
You
now,
don't. I mean, have you watched any old Godzilla movies?
No, like a long time ago.
Because it's basically that level of dubbing. Like it feels like it's straight out of the '60s. And I think that's what he's going for. The whole thing.
Dude, I'm pretty sure some of the dubbed people in the Ong-Bak film do the voices in Dragon Ball Z.
See, it didn't feel. None of them felt like professional actors to me. They felt like the white people you sign in for. Like, okay, we've got 2 days to record over this film. Let's do this. Like, they weren't bad, but they just don't. You can tell it's covered over.
You could tell they didn't really spend a lot of time thinking about who they would cast in each particular role.
Yeah, no, I mean, you guys are right. I mean, the level of quality with the level of quality with the dubbing is awful. Yeah.
But it is like that doesn't have to do with the film, though, right? This is probably whichever company distributed it.
Yeah, the distributor. Yeah. But I'll say this much: I don't think that it helps. No. Like, I don't think it helps the problems I have with the movie, if that makes sense. And this is something we've touched on. Anytime we do a film it's a foreign film. Is it better to watch it with the original language and subtitles or dubbed? And with this film, I would take the dubbed over the subtitled because I watched it dubbed with the subtitles on. And the subtitles did not match up with what the dubbing was saying. You're right. You're right, Sean. It's like beyond broken English.
I'm wondering if it's the same one too, because like I know for a fact that 3 sentences didn't cover what those 5 people just said. So like
and there's like a shitload of like exclamation points too.
Yeah, it's weird, and some of it is spelled like a text message. So I'm wondering if it's like I don't know, someone watched it and thought they'd try to help and put their own subtitles up.
I want to help make this movie. Let me help.
But I'm like, I can't be getting some massive like plot details right now. Like, I totally can't be getting everything.
Well, that being said, there wasn't that much plot detail.
Right, which is kind of why I'm like, okay. At one point, I kind of settled with it, and I figured I was getting enough, and I kind of did. I got enough.
Okay, did you get the part that for some reason somebody stole the Buddha head and then send Tony Jaa, and turns out this guy we've never met is like somebody who abandoned that town. Oh wait, I've got to save this Buddha head.
Don steals the Buddha head because
drugs got the head. Yay! Like
it's pretty basic. Like you don't need to. Yeah, there are even more details that you can get from that. I mean, but yeah, it was pretty much like you said. Like I said, like you don't need to. I didn't need all of the detailed dialogue. What I got was. I'm pretty sure I got I know I got the story,
Yeah, there's not a whole lot to this movie.
A lot of the story is not spoken either.
Yeah, it's mostly just...
But there's one badass tuk-tuk fight.
I died when I read that was called a tuk-tuk.
Tuk-tuk?
Did you not know that's what that was called?
No, I thought it was so funny. Tuk-tuks are falling.
Oh, that's the high-speed chase?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. the little cat. Okay.
My favorite part of the movie has to be the tuk-tuk race, because at one point a bunch of tuk-tuks, like when George Lai he stops at the edge of this unfinished highway, and a bunch of tuk-tuks fly off the edge, and they just kind of like crash into the ground, and then there's no explosions even though they're clearly powered by gasoline. And then in the next scene, a tuk-tuk like hits a gas line and they just like all explode.
Yeah.
And I was like,
oh my god, that was so
I was like, what the fuck is going on? 2 scenes ago, they're literally falling from like 50 feet in the air and not exploding, and now all of a sudden they're just like exploding into fire.
Okay, let's be honest. Like in real life, car isn't going to explode just because it goes off a cliff.
But the point
it's
is
a
that
movie.
the next scene showed them
It
doing
has to
that.
explode. Well, yeah, but they hit a gas line, so that's different, right? No?
No.
Not in movies. That's the problem.
See, the difference here is
I think there's a difference between physical impact and chemical reaction. But I guess that's just me.
See, I just wrote it off as like, okay, the first one was with George and the second one was Tony Jaa, so clearly he is,
Tony Jaa just makes shit explode.
make shit.
Tony Jaa is the exploding man.
The shootout fight, right, with the biker, and he's like kicking a guy while his legs are on fire.
That was pretty awesome.
A, awesome.
Oh yeah.
And B, just like flaming kicks, dude. Come on.
He's the Lord of Light.
It's I didn't see. I was just like, man, Tony Jaa, you're a badass motherfucker. It's like kicking dudes while his legs on fire. Like, what the fuck? Man?
Yeah.
Literally the movie in a nutshell.
What, Tony Jaa kicking people while his legs are on fire?
Tony Jaa, you're a badass.
I mean, that is the whole movie.
Yeah, gotta say.
Not really anything to it other than that.
And see, that's the thing. I mean, this movie to me feels like a vehicle for Tony Jaa. There's so little to it. Like, even like the plot of the movie is so kind of like eye rolling in what it is. Like, he's trying to save the statue's head because the village believes that the statue brings it good
But
luck.
apparently it's worth like millions of dollars, and that there's a black market for Buddha heads.
Right? Another thing completely not explained.
I'm fine with the like, we have to do this because like it brings good luck to the town or whatever. Like, you know, just some Seven Samurai style, just like save the people because that's what you do. But then when like the reason it's stolen is because there's a whole bunch of floating Buddha heads underwater, like I needed
Well,
that.
I mean, they sell them to like museums, right?
Yeah,
I mean, that's what they do.
Was it?
Is that what they were doing?
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's who would buy stuff like that.
All I know is I got a
good amount of
subtitle. All I know is at the end I got a subtitle from the bad guy that said, "This Buddha head looked like that Buddha head." So
This Buddha head looked like that.
I swear to God.
Translation I heard was like, what's the difference? Like, if you're so, what was it? It was like, if you're willing to lose your life over this little one, what are you willing to do for this giant Buddha? But I mean, you got the faces, right? This is a Buddha head, that's a Buddha head. And what's the matter?
I mean, his response should have been nothing because this Buddha head doesn't belong to my village.
Right, yeah.
Well, the meaning that I derived, the meaning that I derived from that was that it was like valuable because it was like a replica of a real Buddha. But that's literally because I got 3 words. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wait, which one are you talking about?
At the end, there's the giant Buddha head, and in the version that I watched, and I guess in Sean's translation, the like Kum Tuan, the bad guy, asks Tony Jaa, like, if you're willing to like go to the lengths to get back this little Buddha head, then what are you willing to do to stop this big Buddha head from being destroyed? Yeah. And his response literally should have been nothing because it doesn't matter. It's not my village's Buddha head, but instead he just like starts fighting.
I mean,
him.
he's Buddhist, right? So like Buddhist heads being cut off.
That's like, established at the end of the movie, yeah.
Well, I mean, is it not like implicit? Like it's a religious icon, so it's like has spiritual value? No?
Yeah, I guess
but
so.
More like this version is, it's sort of like a patron saint of the city, you know.
Yeah, so it's like I don't know why he would ask about the other one. He's like, I don't give a fuck. Like, whatever.
Like, okay, yes, this is.
Well,
like,
no, but he's Buddhist.
Buddha, but it's not as important to me.
I mean, maybe you guys aren't religious, so you don't understand. But I don't know.
Whoa!
What do you not get about it? Like,
whoa, heathens! He's gone.
I would too, but I'm just
old word for somebody that I've never spoken to.
I am too, but I'm just saying it makes sense to me because the whole point is that he's Buddhist. He's been raised Buddhist by monks, so he's probably pretty darn religious. And
I mean, I think our point is just the way the wording is just really bad.
Oh, I'm not going to talk about the wording because it's. I mean, I don't know the original Thai for sure, so I didn't think anything had to be said though. It was pretty simple.
I don't know. I just the Buddha head thing with that being the driving force behind the movie. It's just the film, because that's kind of the thing. It just there's like nothing to it.
What's weird is that at the beginning he like tells him to get rid of the head because it's like he's like I don't care about this. It has no value.
Right.
But then suddenly at the end they have to make it important to him
because he like lost all the money.
Right. And so I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. I thought it was weird that because all I got was that, like I said, all I got were those like very vague subtitles, and I assumed that that's why it was important to him.
Even in the dub, when he first shows up, like it's just like, hey, I didn't get the money, but I stole this thing.
Right.
And so right there, you're just like expected to know, like, oh, somehow to some people this is worth something, but clearly the mob boss, like he doesn't give a shit, but then he does. Yeah.
It was funny.
Well, yeah, he does just because he's pissed off.
Right.
But I mean, the reason it's valuable to them is because they see it as. And obviously it's not really that way, but they see it as being responsible for a plentiful harvest, so it's extremely valuable to them. Mm-hmm. That's why they're.
It kind of reminded me a little bit of like in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, where they're like, you need to get the Shankara stones because they help our village. But in that movie, obviously, like it turns out that they are like supernatural items because they like light on fire at the end.
Yeah.
So. But I mean, in this movie, I completely get what Quinn's talking about. It's this perceived spiritual value of them.
Right. I appreciate that it isn't, there wasn't a reveal of like, oh, they're actually like super, like they're technically gold or like they are magic. But
he's just pissed because it cost him all those statues underwater.
Yeah.
That definitely would have diminished the movie in my eyes if they turned out to be like spiritual or something like that, like actual magic. What the fuck? That would be so out of character with the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
But
I would have loved it if Tony Jaa had to fight like Buddha spirits. Just at the end of the movie, all of a sudden just Buddha spirits show up.
Ong-Bak 2 and 3 are about.
I think Ong-Bak 2 and 3 do have like a supernatural element to them. Wow. I think so.
I was expecting that from this because that's what I thought I had seen, but
it has a fantasy element, is what I've
read.
That's nuts.
Well, Ong-Bak 2 and Ong-Bak 3 are sequels to one another, and Ong-Bak 2 is a prequel to Ong-Bak, but it has nothing to do with the Ong-Bak story from the first film.
Well, hopefully that's a good choice.
I mean, the way this film ends, there's nowhere that it could go. Oh. The character of Ting at the end of the film is a monk.
Yeah, who presumably isn't going to fight anymore.
But Chris, there were 3 Taken movies. You can always find another reason to put the guy in the field.
Yeah, but at the end of the Taken movies, Liam Neeson doesn't become a monk.
Well, he already wasn't Ting already a monk?
It's a pretty big. It's also a pretty ambiguous title too. I mean, it could be just related to Ong-Bak the Buddha.
Ong-Bak monk warrior.
That's. I mean, and I actually the ending of this movie, I thought it wrapped up too neatly and too quickly. You have the character of Kum Lai just like die. Mm-hmm. And then Tony Jaa is just like sitting on an elephant riding into town. And that's it. And like there's no explanation. Unless you're taking the he killed someone, now he's a monk story at the beginning of the movie as this is what happened to Tony Jaa as well.
Somehow the drought was a miracle and it was cured.
Yeah.
By
the Ong-Bak statue's head being returned.
I think that's just a factor of like, again, this being an Eastern movie, and I don't know how much they were even thinking about international markets when they made it.
Apparently not from what I read, because if you read the IMDb trivia, there's something about Steven Seagal wanting to bring it over and cutting himself into the movie to be Tony Jaa's mentor. And that is...
I want to watch the shit out of that movie.
I'm on both sides of the fence. On the one hand, I want to see that movie, and on the other hand, it makes me want to go burn Steven Seagal's house to the ground.
Oh my god, I love Steven Seagal.
Like, oh my god, it's like if Van Damme had gotten his hands on the Raid and was like, oh, but I'm gonna be the head of the cops, And then Linkin Park music. Like, oh my god.
I think I would love this movie more if Seagal was in it and he was a mentor / the cook.
And he was like also speaking Thai.
Yeah, and he was also speaking Thai for no reason. I would have watched the shit out of that movie. That would have been like next level stupid. Steven Seagal and Tony Jaa second build. That would have been the best. That would have been the best part is Tony Jaa's second build behind Steven Seagal, and Steven Seagal is just like his mentor.
He just like cuts himself into scenes. There's just like reactions as the Buddha head falls. It's like poorly CG, like kicking things.
You might see some tears going down. You might see some tears going down Steven Seagal's face because when he saw the script to the movie, it was the best script he's ever seen.
Shots fucking fired.
I like the movie, but the performances from Tony Jaa, and this is something I mentioned, when we first started talking about it. Tony Jaa is not a good actor, right? I mean, he's not even tasked with doing much in this film, like acting wise. He's just like, just stare at the screen and say, "I'm willing to die to get the head back."
His character's pretty thin to begin with, so like, I can't parse out if that was like them writing to his ability or just, that was what he was given, so he didn't try to act. I don't know. It's hard to say, but
it definitely seemed to me like they gave it like a very safe story, at least if you're from Thailand, I feel like, watching the movie. Not necessarily for Western audiences, like we kind of talked about. And just so that he wouldn't have to really act. He could just do his martial arts.
I agree. That's kind of what I sense too. To me, this is like a really great martial artist, and it's clear because of the scene's authenticity, like that he like in the fight choreography that he brings to it. It's like clear that he's a really great martial artist, and it's almost like he kind of reminds me of like Jet Li in the sense like he's not a great actor, not really charismatic, but he does really great fight. He can do the choreography really in a great way for the camera. So let's give him like an easy character that you know what I mean? Like it's a really simple, he's clearly a good guy. You know what I mean? But like that's enough for us to like him. You know what I mean?
Right. I feel like it could have been a simpler plot though. I think they did kind of overburden themselves a bit, but
yeah, I don't.
I actually agree with you, especially later in the film where it's like, and now he has to fight people, and now he's fighting this drugged up guy. Like, there's a lot more going on in this film than needed to happen.
Yeah,
but like
if we wanted it to be simple, then
yeah, the guy who which is just insane, by the way.
Which part?
Where he stabs himself like in the heart with like 5 fucking syringes.
The syringes.
I was like, oh man, he's gonna explode. It's gonna be great. He's gonna like get his arm blocked and just suddenly like heart stop, just dead.
Isn't he like bleeding out of his eyes or something?
Yeah,
I can't remember. It was fucking weird.
And then Ting like knees him through the ground. It was pretty brutal. I actually.
He knees his head so hard his head like starts like you can see like blood spray out of his head.
Yeah.
That fight scene was pretty good, but my favorite scene in the film is the tuk-tuk race.
The tuk-tuk chase is pretty great. Like, it's a nice balance of like kind of comedic where the movie was trying to be with with some of the side characters, but it also was exciting. Yeah, I can give.
I like throughout the movie and the tuk-tuk race too. They had like the Eastern music. It wasn't like, like Linkin Park, like what I've done, like to a tuk-tuk chase.
I appreciate that they left all that stuff. Even in the dub, they left the cultural stuff the same, the music the same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's something that gets overlooked in a lot of kind of films that come over, foreign films, is they get overdubbed and it's not good.
Too much Western culture thrown in.
What did you guys think of some of the other performances outside of Tony Jaa's?
I actually really liked the Hum Lee guy, this Pet Chai Wong Kam Lao. I'm slaughtering it, I'm sure, but he was fun. Like, he had a good body expression, and at least the voice actor I had was passable.
Which character are you talking about?
George,
I'm lying. Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved him. He was great.
especially near the end when he actually like starts fighting and stops being just a comedic character. But that early thing, like the chase with him and the like free knives, like selling knives.
That was fucking great. Yeah, I thought he was okay. Certainly weren't any other performances that were memorable.
Well, see, that's the problem with this movie, and I think a lot of martial arts movies as a whole is I have had a hard time this month with some of the films finding performances that I really latched onto and enjoyed, because a lot of it just feels like, you're here for the action, so nothing else really matters.
The girl was, I think, I can't remember who said this earlier, was literally there to just like cry over people. Yeah. And that was like the entire fucking movie.
To scream at the end.
Yeah.
When Humlai dies.
Yeah, she literally like comes back and is like, "Oh, hey, I found you guys," and then she's just like, "Oh no," and that's it. That was her whole reason for being there.
And to nag about money, like it's just so great. Just this high pitched, terrible sound. Bless her.
Yeah, she was not good, and our dub did not help. I mean, it was just as bad.
It's sad though, because like her introduction is interesting because she's like a racer or whatever, and like I felt like they were going to do something interesting with her, and then they didn't.
That whole college thing,
right? And then it's especially like a slap to the face there at the end when they free themselves from the gas station or whatever, and she's the first one to be like, "I'm coming with you," and Tony Jaa's like, "No, you're not. I'm not putting anyone in danger." And then George is like, "I'm coming with you," and he's like, "I just said," and George is like, "No, I realize I need to live up to the history of my people," and he's like, "Sure, you drive."
And then they left her there. Yeah, it was great.
Listen here, Tony Jaa, you clearly don't know how to start a motorcycle, you dumb motherfucker.
10 minutes like, "No, you're not coming, but I'm not going anywhere. But you're not coming."
Let me start this motorcycle for you. That cracked me up when he was like, "At least let me help you start this motorcycle, you moron."
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, I really, really liked. I thought I was gonna like her if she wasn't so annoying. I would have maybe liked that character a lot. If they'd given her something to do, because I really noted that moment was so funny to me too, because it was so like blatantly sexist. I was like, what the? I was like, all right, okay. But I loved Homla. I thought that character probably is the most. I don't know, like it has the most interesting things happen. I mean, like he has like that redeeming moment at the end. Like he
has a character.
Yeah, it's really good. It's like the only one too, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was saying, the Tony Jaa character goes nowhere in the film as a character. Mm-hmm. At the end, he's just like, "And now I'm a monk."
Right.
And you're just supposed to be like, okay, that makes sense because he killed bad
guys.
Well,
exactly.
And it was supposed to be because at the beginning of the movie, right, the guy says never use your martial arts skills, and then he proceeds to say use your martial arts skills to get the statue back. And then
don't do it, but if you have to. If you're in a position where you have to, go ahead because we're not gonna sing.
Really kill somebody.
But yeah, and then apparently because of that, he learns to not fight anymore. But yeah, it's stupid, I think, because of the whole like don't fight, but then do fight, and then they just don't really explain the decision in the end. That would have been a good way to, like you said, they ended it too quickly.
Yeah.
They wrapped it up too quickly and they put a bow on it way too.
That'd be a good thing to explain, but I guess kind of like
the last line of dialogue is literally is the character of Muay Lek screaming, and that is the last line of dialogue in the film.
Yeah. Yep.
No resolutions.
I mean, there's a resolution in that. Okay, Tony Jaa is now a monk, but you're supposed to infer why that happened, even though it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
I think it makes enough, but it would have been a lot better if it just felt a little hollow.
And I don't know if that's again, like you were talking about, Quinn, the Eastern way of making this film versus what we expect as Western audiences. Because we might, as Western audiences, I feel like sometimes we expect different things from international films.
Right.
And international films have their own way of doing things that doesn't always satisfy Western audiences.
let's not forget too. I think isn't the guy who directed this who like really put this on? I mean, besides Tony Jaa as the actor, like the guy who actually did the movie, he's just a B movie director, right? And it's
Prachya Pinkaew.
I guess I don't know.
He's directed some other Thai martial arts films. He directs a lot of Thai martial arts films or films that take place in Thailand. I think that this is a good movie. I mean, Tony Jaa never really took off in the United States.
No.
Best of my knowledge, I know he was in Furious 7.
He's pretty popular, I feel like, in like, okay, so my girlfriend is Malaysian, right? To people who don't know, Chris knows this, but like I asked her earlier today, it was like, hey, have you seen this movie Ong-Bak or heard about it? And she's like, no, I haven't seen it, but God, everybody just keeps telling me about this movie. I swear, like she said her roommate was showing her scenes from the movie last night.
Wow.
Like just randomly.
Unsolicited?
Yeah, just like,
Unsolicited.
And she's like, I've still never seen it. Like I've seen some like scenes from it, and like everybody always tells me to watch it. I was like, wow, really? This movie is super old. She's like, yeah. I don't know why everybody, especially like right now, is asking me if I've seen this movie, but so I feel like and I'd seen this movie before. Maybe that's another reason I kind of like it. Is I guess maybe there's some I don't know, sentimentality or something for having watched it a long time ago. But it was my Asian friends in Plano who showed me this movie. I feel like it's pretty popular amongst the overseas crowd.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, looking at Tony Jaa's kind of IMDb and Wikipedia, he made his Hollywood debut in 2015 in Furious 7 as one of like the mooks that fights. I want to say he gets killed by Paul Walker in the film, but I mean, he hasn't gained like Jackie Chan level of notoriety in this country,
right?
Even after a film like Ong-Bak, where he has a pretty good role as an ass kicker.
Yep.
So, well, starting with Quinn, skip it or watch it, best performance.
I'd go with watch it, soft watch, I guess. Because I definitely enjoyed it. I think if you enjoy action movies, or especially martial arts films, then you'll very likely enjoy this. It's not incredible, but it's just, I don't know, an enjoyable martial arts movie. There's really no other way to describe it. And Tony Jaa, best performance because of his fighting scenes. They're pretty fun to watch. We talked about Whom Lai being okay, but really other than that, there's the bad guy who's smoking cigarettes out of his like the hole in neck hole. Oh,
that was funny.
That gets to me. But other than that, I mean, there wasn't really much there. So yeah, definitely gonna go with Tony Jaa personally.
What about you, Ben?
I guess, yeah, I'd say watch it. I've definitely seen better movies, but I've seen worse action movies. And the problems with its plot, if you understand going in that it's a little bit like it's thin but also overburdened, I think if you just have that expectation, that'll make up for a lot of the weakness. Because like you said, Tony Jaa's fighting scenes are great, and that's really what you're here for. And he puts those on with such an aplomb. But I would definitely say that I like Hum Lai better as an actor, and I'd give him the nod.
What about you, Sean?
For me, I would say watch it. This movie's like a watch it if it's in your vicinity kind of thing. I did enjoy watching this movie, but it wasn't until they started fighting, and it was because those scenes are just so visceral. And that's one of the things we've been talking about a lot this month. And when it comes to martial arts movies, it's hard to find movies like where the fight scenes are so authentic looking, like this movie. So like that is a big saving grace for it. The story, like I said, I watched it pretty much without subtitles essentially, and I still got it and I still enjoyed it. As far as best performance, I agree. I really loved Hum Lai. For some reason, that's the prodigal son character. I mean, that's what this is. And even though it's not his story, he's my favorite character. And the actor was really great too, I thought, at least. So yeah. I
don't want to be the guy who says skip it with you guys all saying watch it. But I think I have to kind of cop out and agree with Sean. It's a watch it if you can get to it easily and you've watched everything else, if that makes sense. Yeah. If you've watched everything else, then definitely check this movie out. But there are other better kung fu movies out there to check out that feel like that have a sort of nondescript protagonist.
Yes, exactly.
Because this movie really does just have a nondescript protagonist. I mean, even off the top of my head, I would suggest a Jet Li movie, but I really don't like Jet Li.
Yeah,
so
I liked Hero. That movie was too beautiful not to like for me.
I feel like I don't know if I saw that.
It's like
Yeah, I have it on my list here. It's sitting in front of me, but I still haven't watched
just
it.
about the only Jet Li movie I've seen, I think.
But
I like
like
that
the
movie.
one that I started the month with.
As long as you don't think it's like communist propaganda, then I think you'll like it.
Right.
I just don't like Jet Li as an actor. So
I love him in Lethal Weapon 4 when he doesn't speak and he's the bad guy.
So when nothing is required.
Yeah, except for fighting. Like, really, though. Like, that's, like, for real. He's a great villain because he just looks cold and doesn't speak. Like, that's great.
In the movie...
But not when he's supposed to be a sympathetic protagonist.
Yeah.
In the movie Hero, he's literally, like, his whole character is supposed to be... Like, the whole meaning of the movie revolves around how, as the movie goes on, his name's just nameless. He was never given a name.
That makes sense.
And how, like, empty his life kind of is, like, the whole point of the movie. Like, you kind of figure out as you go along. That's, like, one of the things in the movie. So I thought he was good in that. That sounds terrible.
Well, that is something that he's good at. Like, I would totally... That makes sense. Like, don't make me like have to like really like him or like be warmed with him. He's not a family man kind of guy.
I don't know. See, I thought when I watched Unleashed at the beginning of the month that he pulled that off. I mean, granted, he has to play basically like a stunted child, but
I think I really liked that movie too.
Yeah, I like that movie, and I feel like that's the closest thing I would compare this to because it's got that same kind of like mobster underground fighting thing going on, but
yeah,
like, granted, it's got more of a plot, but
well, he's not good in a sci-fi movie.
For sure.
I can tell you that.
What was he in sci-fi?
The One.
Oh right, I forgot about that.
He was in was it Expendables? That's
Expendables 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
Again, but he's not asked to do a whole lot, so
he's just there to be the Asian guy that they make fun of.
Yeah.
What do you guys think the film Ong-Bak has on Rotten Tomatoes?
I think it's higher than 60%.
Yeah, it's probably.
I'm gonna go with like 65.
I could see it like a 71, 72.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna say like 75.
86%.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
While Ong-Bak, the Muay Thai Warrior, may be no great shakes as a movie, critics are hailing the emergence of a new star in Tony Jaa, whose athletic performance is drawing comparisons with Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, and Jet Li.
I mean, if you want to focus on that aspect, then
Right, then sure, yeah.
I don't think he's as charismatic as Jackie Chan.
No,
I
not at all.
absolutely agree with you about that. I don't think anybody beats Jackie Chan in my mind, to be honest. Like
Yeah,
those
he's
old like Hong Kong movies that he did are fucking amazing.
Right,
Yeah.
Jackie Chan's not like a great actor, but you at least can tell he's having fun when he's on.
He's just
Like,
yeah,
I
so
think he's just
likable.
like perfect for martial arts movies for me, at least. I don't know.
Especially in America.
But what do you guys think?
I mean, he has the marketability as well.
Right.
What do you guys think of Donnie Yen? Have you seen Ip Man?
Oh yeah.
We watched it. We watched Ip Man. I like Donnie Yen more than I like Ip Man.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh man, I like that movie a lot. Granted, I haven't seen it in
I like that movie.
5 years, and I've never seen any of the sequels. I've been told to skip the sequels.
I guess part of it too is you have to like sympathize with like Chinese people, and we're like not Chinese, so.
I mean, the film had a lot of it was a very nationalist film.
Yeah, very.
which like I have no problem with, but as you mentioned, as someone who's not Chinese,
Yeah.
I was just kind of like, all right, okay.
Yeah, I was just sort of on the fence.
It was all right. I mean, it definitely was not. I'm not gonna say it was fucking terrible. That's for
I
sure.
enjoyed that movie.
But
Yeah.
I would. There are other action martial arts films that I would rather watch.
Oh yeah, for sure. Jackie Chan movies. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Dude, I love those. I'm not even kidding.
Oh my god.
Pretty much anything from late 80s, early 90s Jackie Chan is like fantastic. Is fantastic.
The what is it? The police, whatever, police story.
Police story. Yeah,
those movies, amazing.
Man, I feel like the biggest fucking film snob here now.
Why?
Because you guys are going on about this, and I'm like, but man, Jackie Chan feels like baby's first action movie.
Oh wow, baby's first action.
I just feel that in the back of my head, and I'm like, oh.
But have you not seen any of those films from the late 80s, early 90s?
And I mean, I like it, but I don't know. Like,
dude, his American movies are like not great.
See, I guess that's the thing. I've seen more of his American.
The ones he does in Asia, I think, are like fantastic. And then they're just like, oh, we're gonna make a movie that has Jackie Chan in it.
Well, I mean, again, to be fair, his American movies, half of them are, Rush Hour.
Yeah, right.
Or a Rush Hour-esque film.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, yeah. Rush Hour I like, but I don't know.
Or Shanghai Noon, which is pretty much Rush Hour in the West.
Oh, yeah. Okay, never mind. There are American movies that I like with Jackie Chan in it.
Before we talk about the next Culture Cast, Ben, is there anything you want to plug?
No, I don't even think this will be up in time for us to plug our nonsense, so
yeah, that's true.
Unfortunate. But yeah, if you want to look back in our Facebook madness, you can see Chris and I dying while watching Batman vs. Superman, the R-rated supercut. Because that is going to be the best thing I do with my life in this year.
Wait, what? Oh. How long is that?
3 hours long.
Is it really?
Really?
Yeah, it's 2 hours and 54 minutes.
Fuck. I'm so glad I'm cramming everything I have to do for the weekend today. I'm going to need a day to recover from that now.
Yeah, right. What about you, Sean? Anything you want to plug?
Actually, not right now. I'm in between projects because we just closed our show. But as always, you can follow me on Twitter. I'm Shonifer, and on Facebook, I'm Sean Liang.
And you can follow me on Twitter at Culture Stash. And if you like what you're hearing now, head on over to cultureshock.com/culturecast to listen to 100 plus episodes of the Culturecast. We're also on all podcast apps and on iTunes. If you'd like to give us a good review on iTunes, it will help other people who love movies find the Culturecast. Big thanks as always to Wovoka for the intro-outro song for the podcast. That song you're hearing is Lament off of their self-titled first album. And if you want to kick a couple dollars our way, head on over to patreon.com/culture_shocked and kick a couple dollars our way. It's neither free nor cheap to keep the lights on at 0069 Culture Shocked Tower, so any little bit helps. This coming Thursday, we're going to be talking the final film of June-Jitsu. It is the film that we've actually talked about a lot on this podcast. So, yeah, we actually talked a lot about the one. So hopefully we'll have more to say on Thursday. And as always, big thanks to Quinn and Ben for sitting down and talking Ong-Bak.
Thanks for having me. It's always a blast.
And make sure to check out this Thursday's Culturecast.